Something to do with Aquila in this Star of David that we know Star of David, but this is called Unicode. And there's a lot of information wrapped up in here, but we're not going into the sacred geometry and all those things. And right now the whole world is pointing to Lucifer and being that angel that's a man. Not this one, but every time we point to this, they go, oh, it's an angel. But they never make the angel the man, because that's the kind of information that you just can't handle, because you yourself don't even know you may be angelic, because nobody taught us that. They taught us a visual that's false. Here they taught us a visual that's false. Here they taught us a visual that's false. There's no connection to these things, to the Camp David, the White Castle, the Union, but deep in these, grain in here, and ingrained in the Aquila, my goodness, thank goodness I have them up here. And they're even expecting something to do with Aquila in this Star of David that we know Star of David. But this is called Unicode. And there's a lot of information wrapped up in here, but we're not going into the sacred geometry and all those things. I'm pointing at showing that they've been using human characters as cartoon characters. Mr. and Mrs. America, maybe the homecoming queen, prince and princess, and not one person truly represents those things in an epitome level. That's why they did it, because last year they gave you this. They gave you the Saint football game, the Challenger commercial with the eagle that flies, the Chrysler. They give you Man's Last Stand. Does that have any connection? No. Then they gave you Legion coming out, where this guy, again, why do I have to turn to that thing all the time? He was attacked by his buddy Gabriel. You see, so millions and millions of dollars, they still can't get the story right on purpose. You see, that's the key. And that's the key. So the Legion came out, then Mexico. Anybody see the word Mexico? We know now in Paleo Hebrew it means not the Messiah. I don't like using that term. We're looking for the Prince of Israel, human, who's juxtapositioning with all the information in this. It's always been for heraldry. These are names that were written long ago in the stars, and Adam was aware of them and Eve was aware of them. The gatekeepers in the garden were aware of them. Noah was aware of them. A.B. Ram was aware of them. Because they've always been looking for something. Now, I put up some pictures.
Meshicho. And Meshicho comes from the word Mashiach, or Messiah.
And that person has to prove it here on earth hundreds and hundreds of times that his fingerprint is written on the side of that summer triangle with the Lord God Almighty. You might just laugh, and you might see me doing something for 40 years successfully But if you see no money coming from it, you can't see that there's an entity behind there that's blocking me from that freedom. But then the Lord uses it because I have the time to put all this stuff up and nobody's doing it. You want your relationship to the St. Louis Arch in Missouri? You want your relationship to BB, Arkansas? Or the drumfish? Or the harp? You want to know why the lyrics are so... Lyrics, music is not even represented. This now is making me dizzy because that's what every musician believes is the symbol for music. It's not. That's the golden means, and that's the proof that God did all this stuff. And these people are using it against you by not giving you the true definitions and their relations to even words and languages. And getting ready for this, names are venerable. There are some venerating characters, and somebody has given us too many characters. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out all of the characters that do not represent these two right here. And you can't mess up because just because nobody told you that there are heirs connected to these in family Genesis, then you're completely stumped. Now automatically you have to start shuffling other stories that have more priority. You see, and that kind of causes a psychosis because it'll take you to a place where you look at this and automatically you put the name of, I'm pretty sure it's a messenger angel, which is still human, classified as human. So we can't seem to get around that, but somebody's putting this title to the center of the universe, the King of Kings, capital, the Lord God Almighty, capitalized, Jehovah, Yahweh. I like the Yahweh, Abba, Father. I like the ABBA because this is showing something else. So they're practicing witchcraft on us, and I have all the evidence right here that they're practicing two names on two human beings with three class names. I can even show you those three pillars. Watch this. Pillars of the Earth. It's a movie. It's not even on my list. I can show you in this form. And so you can't revert to that because you've gone so far, and they've disconnected you by giving you something called a pira and a lira in the back of your head that you might not know, a pira and a lira here. Now there's also in this LYRA, you can see the root royal. We know that. You can see the two hands that they have depicted here battling for this position. Excuse me. I'll reach in there and move that. I want you to see that hand.